Thank you so much for speaking with me today, Michael.
How you doing, Shannon? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good. I really enjoyed this film, so I'm very excited to talk to you about it.
Good start. Good start.
So my first question for you is, can you talk a little bit about what drew you to this film and reuniting with Deon Taylor?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, what's going to draw me to this script is the opportunity to work with Deon for a second time. And then he says, Hillary's going to play Val. And okay. So the answer is yes. Now let me read it and then I'll let you know what I think. So I read it and then I was just so blown away by how much this character goes through. And I was, again, blessed to be able to read it knowing and trying to imagine Hillary saying these lines and really going through these actions and fighting and sex and this and that. And it just started to take shape for me right away.
Well, speaking of you and Hillary, the chemistry between you both is extremely palpable. So how was it building that chemistry? Was there anything you did prior to filming, or was it just natural?
We had absolutely had no time prior to shooting to build any chemistry. I think what you're seeing is two actors who came prepared.
Absolutely. And with your character, Derek, as the film progresses, we kind of begin to see you spiral, and especially as secrets are revealed. Yeah. So how was it transforming from who we see you as in the beginning to where we see you at the end, without giving spoilers?
That's a good question. It was actually kind of natural, Shannon. It was actually kind of natural because, obviously we shot it out of sequence, but ultimately, like, I've read that script so many times in prep that by the time we actually started shooting, I was pretty dialed in and I knew exactly where I wanted to be and da-da-da-da. And then you get into a scene with Hillary or any of the other actors, and everybody was so dialed in that it was like they give you something new or something you didn't anticipate, and you just had to kind of bounce off of that. And that, in a lot of ways, it felt like jazz in that way, which was kind of cool. But at the same time, where I start off isn't perfect. And I love that. I love the tone from the beginning. It wasn't rosy. Everything wasn't rosy. It was like, no. And it doesn't end well. So it's like, it's kind of this roller coaster, and there's just so much that happens.
Were there aspects of your character that you found yourself relating to that may have surprised you a bit?
Yeah, look, I think Derek, where I could relate to him most is you can try and make all the right moves. You can try and do all the right things. You can work really, really hard and build what we typically define as success. But ultimately, you can lose I used to think for a long time that for health reasons, you can lose, anything, anytime. Tomorrow's not promised. And what this movie kind of shows you is that tomorrow's not promised if you're not a little bit more careful about certain personal decisions you can make. And sometimes I think, it's the people who seem to have it together the most on paper, who suffer with personal judgment. And that to me kind of breaks down Derek in a nutshell.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I'm really excited for everyone to see this film.